Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. It is a Tuesday. I call it Transformation Tuesday in our Trauma Transformers Tribe. What we do and what we focus on a Transformation Tuesday is we look at strategies, we look at ways, we look at coping skills, we look at ideas, we look at thoughts, ways to transform trauma, ways to change our current reality. We look for ways to make life feel better, and we use whatever strategies are ethical and work. So when I was doing my first degree, what was my first degree? Talk about degrees. I have an associate's. Big up to all the people who went to 2-year community colleges. My community college was in Worthington, Minnesota. And would you believe it? At the time, I lived in a convent with a group of nuns called the Religious Sisters of Mercy. I lived in Jackson, Minnesota, close to Mankato on the Iowa border between Minnesota and Iowa, and went to school at Worthington Community College. And after that, I went to Ole Miss. Big up to all the rebels. Hotty toddy, gosh almighty, who the are we? Yeah. Big up to all the Ole Miss rebels. I did my bachelor's and my master's degree. So my master's is in counseling. And one of my professors taught us something in counseling training that I will always remember. He says, if the strategy you're using is ethical and it works, use it. Meaning, even if there is no evidence behind it, if it's not hurting somebody else, it's not breaking a law, it's not breaking any moral codes, go ahead and use it. Because we're after healing, we're after feeling better, we're after doing better, we're after thinking better. So I love to come up onto these platforms and share. I am a licensed psychologist now. I completed my psychology doctoral degree at Fielding in Santa Barbara. Big up to all the Fieldingites out there today. And I use these platforms as a way to serve. It's free of charge. I'm transferring information that is valuable, that is healing, that is helpful. And I hope when you come upon these videos, you like them, make a comment. If you feel hopefully for the positive, share your thoughts, share your feelings, and share the videos, okay? Like whatever the platform is. If you got to follow, set up alerts so you know when I'm going live, because I don't always say when I'm going live, and you might miss something that life, the universe, God wanted to download through me. So we're all on this path together, y'all, all on this path. And today I have the lovely, you see the green, you see her green, y'all, you see the lovely, the lovely Deacon Ramona Samuel is with us. We're talking travel therapy today because I have found for myself, and I want to listen to Ramona's story today. I found for myself and kind of stumbled upon it last year. 1 year ago, yesterday, my kid's father died. The husband of my youth, he died. And to help the kids, I took them down to Dominica, which is my home, so they could experience the healing spa that is naturally Dominica, and connect to the earth and connect to the water and connect to the fire, the heat, just the feeling, the air in Dominica is so beautiful. And I saw how positive that was for them. And I started using travel therapy for myself in December when my fiance passed away suddenly. So I saw Ramona post some of her beautiful pictures. Ramona, I want you to introduce yourself first off. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to hear your travel stories. So tell us a little bit about you and
Who am I? Who am
your
I?
thoughts about travel. Yes.
Um, so are you hearing an echo? Because I'm hearing an echo.
I'm hearing a little bit of an echo, but it's okay. We're going to roll with
Okay,
it. Hmm.
okay. So I'm Ramona, and I live in the UK, and I've always loved traveling. And if you ever get an email from me, the signature line will say, "Life is short. Um, Take the trip, buy the shoes, eat the cake, eat the ice cream," or something like that, right?
Yes.
So I've always loved to travel, and I've never been one to sit still in one place. I think I'm a bit of a restless soul. So yeah, I love to travel. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I cannot wait to hear about your recent travel experience. I like to, after my travel experiences, come on and share my top 5 insights or experiences, or somebody says the echo is a lot. Do you have,
Yeah, it is.
is there a telephone? Do you have a phone close to, are you using your computer or your
I'm
phone?
using my phone.
It might be the phone.
Should I go into my laptop?
That might be a better choice. Yes, that might be a better choice. So while you do that, yes, y'all, we I have come to focus on the top 5 most meaningful experiences, most impactful, uh, something that brought me so much joy, or something where I felt such a shift in myself, in my emotions, and my thoughts, that it helped to alleviate my own grief, helped to alleviate my suffering. And my most recent trip was to Fort Lauderdale, where I went to learn to become a sound healer, one, but also decided to use that training time to spend some time exploring. Spend some time exploring. So I actually, while Deacon Samuel is navigating, because she's all the way in England, y'all, and yeah, technology is great, but it's still figuring itself out. One of my top 5 from Fort Lauderdale was learning from the other healers in the group about cacao. So I'm actually drinking a cup of cacao. Cacao tea is what we call it in Dominica. Cacao. So the cacao is orange, big blob of orange. Not blob, but it's pretty fruit. And inside is full of tiny pods that we dry and we pound and we make these things right here called cocoa sticks. Cacao sticks, we make calypsos about it too, that are double entendre, double meaning. You're going to have to call a Dominican about that one, about cocoa sticks. So we take the cocoa sticks. I have a whole bowl of cocoa sticks. Every time I go to Dominica, I must return with cocoa sticks. Okay? Every time I go to Dominica, I return with my bowl of cocoa sticks, my packets of cocoa. Every sister, every cousin gives me cocoa sticks, because you cannot go to Dominica and not come back with your cocoa sticks. You come back with your coconut milk to add to your cacao tea. So what I learned from the healers is that cacao has actually been used for centuries among certain cultures, especially South American cultures, yeah, indigenous people, to open the heart chakra, to open the heart. Now, we kind of intuitively love our cacao. I know I intuitively love my cacao, not just for the taste, but because of the feeling I get from it. So for me, that was one of my most like impactful aha moments on the trip. And then I also got to experience the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mansions on the river. I got to experience the beautiful mansions on the river going up Port Everglades. And I said that after that, I'm going to think twice about eating burgers and tacos because many of the burger and taco creators and manufacturers, that's where they are. They're just mansion after mansion after mansion after mansion on that river. And it was quite something to behold. So I'm going to add Deacon Ramona back to the stream. Let's see. I think I can hear you better. Speak.
Okay.
Let me hear you.
That's good. Still
It's a little bit, but we'll do what we do. We'll do what we do because I want people to hear more about your experience. And I'll add the video.
Sorry,
I'll add the video as well to my feed so you all can perhaps hear it a little clearer. So yes, Ramona. So I would love to hear your top 5.
Right.
So
Well,
go ahead.
first, I should say a little bit about how this trip came about.
Absolutely.
So I've been going through a patch lately, and I came across something online on Instagram that had a new somebody who started a new travel business, a takeoff club, and there was this deal to Mallorca for ridiculous low price. So I messaged my daughter and said, "Hey, should we do this?" And she's like, "Yeah, we should." So we did. We booked it, not knowing where we were going, what this hotel was, if this was a scam. But we went, and we were pleasantly surprised. I mean, we walked into the hotel, we were greeted with sparkly, and the hotel was beautiful. The weather, because when we went, the weather wasn't too great, but it was just stunning. And it rained one day, but it was absolutely amazing. And just what I needed.
Oh, so what you're saying is, so the backstory for you is that you have been going through a bit of a rough patch and just kind of stumbled upon this advertisement or promotion to go to Spain and to Mallorca, Spain. And you called your baby girl and were like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And she said yes. And you were happily surprised. I'm excited. I mean, I saw the pictures. They were just so lovely. I would love to hear more.
And she paid for it. She paid for everything.
Oh, wow. Isn't it lovely when the daughters grow up and they can pay for things?
Yeah. So my top 5, I think I pretty much said in the opening what I said. Life is short. Take the trip.
Yeah.
If you can, don't go into debt. But if you can't afford it, do it. And you don't have to go far. So one of the things I like doing is there's a place just about an hour's drive from me called Frinton. It's a beautiful beach, and that's my favorite place. So I'll often drive. It's a long drive, but I just drive and go and walk along the beach. And occasionally, I've gone into the water. In all my years in the UK, I've never been in the beach to like fully submerge. But I've done that. Not when the weather was super sunny either. So that was the things I like doing. Just go somewhere. Don't stay within your little bubble. And you need to word on the duvet. I love my duvet, but don't stay on the duvet. What does duvet translate?
Duvet, yeah, I think duvet translates to like your chaise lounge, okay? To your chaise.
No.
What is a duvet? Your bedspread. Your comforter. So don't just lie under your comforter. Okay, the
Yeah.
Brits say duvet, y'all.
Yeah.
We say comforters. So she's saying don't just sit under your comforter in your pain, in your suffering. Get up. Life is short. So you could spend the time under the cover if you wanted. That's great. But take the trip. Go to the beach. You were saying you found a lovely beach close to about an hour away from where you live. And you've been just taking yourself physically there, walking the beach, and perhaps for all of the time you've lived in the UK, completely have begun now submerging yourself under the water. I love it.
Yes,
I love it.
Yeah. So that's the first one.
Yes.
And my second one is have a loose plan, but don't be tied to it.
Okay, so let me say that. So your second one is have a loose plan, itinerary. Yeah, ideas about what you're going to do, but don't be buckled and tied to that plan. How come?
Because you never know what's going to happen when you get there. So while we were in Mallorca, we wanted to go somewhere, I can't remember, and we realized that it's further than we thought. So we just changed on the spot, off the bus. And we just stayed where we were, and we walked around, and that was okay. We found the museum, and we went into that. And it was fine. So there was no pressure of sticking to a schedule, you know. Some people like plans, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't be so tight that you then get disappointed because what you had planned didn't happen.
I love that.
Relax.
I love that. So I remember when I went to Jamaica in January, I wanted to go visit the Maroon town, which is, we read about Maroons, and, we have a history of Maroons in Dominica, and that was very big on my list. But then it started getting close to the time when I was supposed to leave, and I was like, oh my goodness, will I be able to go? And although I really wanted to go, I just said, okay, just kind of be flexible and go instead. There's a dolphin area close by. You can go swim with dolphins, they say. And I went there to the dolphin swim, and would you know, like, that was the most impactful experience for me, because at the time, so this was January, like about 6 weeks after my fiance died. And I'm feeling completely off my footing, destabilized, emotionally like jello, confused, feeling kind of lost in the world, really, trying to decide, well, what's my life going to look like? What is going on? Why is all this stuff happening? So I felt destabilized. And it was when I went to do that dolphin swim that I hadn't really planned, that I experienced like just a physical embodied feeling of getting my footing again, because they had us stand on the dolphins. They had the dolphins raise us. You raised me up. And I felt like, yes, I can really do this. I can do this. I can keep going another week, another 2 weeks, another 3 weeks, another 4 weeks. So I love that idea to, yes, have a plan, so you're not just like, oh, what do I do now? Like, do your research before and have a list of things you might want to, that you feel some excitement about, some passion for. But when you get there, be flexible, because if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world, and there's still more you can experience.
You can go back.
Absolutely.
And you didn't get the time. In Dominica, what did you get to try?
The boiling lake, yes. So when we, that's funny to me. You had to bring that up, didn't you? So yeah, so when I go on my travel adventures, I do many lives. And, I was so excited about the boiling lake adventure. The boiling lake in Dominica is the second largest such volcanic expression, right, in the world. Huge, way up into the mountains, among the highest points in Dominica, which is a rugged little island. And I had done the boiling lake like in 4 hours. Well, back in the day when I was young and strong, younger and stronger. And I'm telling my son, come on, you can do it. I did it. You can do it. We can do it. And yeah, we got up that morning, the Jungle Bay Hotel, which is a lovely place to stay, by the way. They arranged the tour and with guides, and we got to the foot of the mountain at T2 Gorge and started walking. And I realized quickly in my head, oh Lord, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. My son is like dripping sweat. I mean, buckets of sweat, and he's like, I don't know, Mom. I don't know, Mom. And I am so grateful to this young man and his assertiveness. He said, no, Mas, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. And thankfully, I listened. We turned right back around and went down to the T2 Gorge and had such a lovely time instead. Yeah, they would have had to carry me down. That's for sure.
Yeah, I had a similar experience a couple of weeks ago. My son and I went to this place called Clacton on Sea, which again is just about an hour.
What's it called? Clarkston? Clacton.
Yeah.
On Sea. Okay.
On sea. And they have it's a mini theme park, and they have this thing called the wheel. So it's not a ride that goes round. It's more something you can go up and look down at the views. So we thought we'll do that. And while we were waiting, there was a guy who was standing in it. And when he came around, he's like, the guy, no, I need to come off. And I'm standing there thinking, really? And we got on. And it was going fine until we got to the top. And it was a very windy day. So this little spot that we're in is going like this. And I'm looking at my son, I'm like, no. And he's like, no, we don't want to do this. So when we came back around, he just like, come. No shame, no shame. To be able to do that, no shame.
Yes, no shame and wisdom too. Like utilizing your wisdom. Like if you don't feel,
you feel.
Exactly. You're traveling for joy and enjoyment and feeling good, going higher. When we start activating fear and confusion, that happened with the kids and me. We were trying to go in Dominica to a place called Chaudière Pool. Chaudière is a Creole word for pot. So a big hot pool of water in the mountains. And the road though was so like bouncy, and we had a good vehicle, but they were like, Mom, this is too much. No, I don't. And I just said, okay. And we turned around. Yeah. I think that we have to activate our wisdom. Yeah. So your number 3.
My number three is take off your shoes or be in the moment.
Be in the moment.
So one of the things I've discovered is about being grounded into the earth. Now, if you know me, I don't like dirt. I don't like shoes in the house. I don't even walk barefoot in my own house. Mm-hmm. I don't like people having shoes in my house. I don't like mud. But I did something during lockdown. I went to a hardware store bare feet. I just decided to do that. So when we were in Mallorca, we were walking along the beach, and the weather was great, but the beach was lovely. And I said to my daughter, I need to be in the sand. I need to walk on the sand. She wasn't so inclined. I took off my shoes and just walked. Oh my goodness. It was such an amazing feeling. And she took a photo. I didn't realize she was doing that. But it was just that moment of feeling at ease and one with the earth. And you have to find your take off your shoes equivalent, because that might not be for you. but be in the moment. Be in the moment and allow your senses to feel, and don't be afraid of acting on what you feel. So if you feel like picking up your shoes, do that. If you feel like walking in the water, because I did that. I walked in the water. I'm like, I'm on the beach. I'm from the Caribbean. I'm going to the beach and not in the water. Even though it was cold. So be in the moment, and whatever feelings or desires, again, like you said, it's not going to hurt anybody. It's not illegal.
Yes.
Just go with it.
Yes.
Go with it. Be in the moment and allow yourself to feel whatever it is you feel.
Yes.
So take off your shoes. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so in trauma recovery, one of the theorists, and he's a practitioner too, that I really love using his principles, his teachings, his work is Peter Levine. He talks about somatic experiencing, about the body having to feel it, feel the correction. So yes, we have these thoughts up here which are like, why are you doing this? That's crazy. Like, you know you don't like this, but your body's calling for it. It's asking for it. And so it's about listening to those deeper parts of ourselves that are like, yes. I don't know why I need to feel this, but I need to feel it. I need to feel, I need to be here now, completely connecting my body to this experience, to all of these sensations. It's very healing.
Yeah.
It's very
that was
healing.
just an amazing experience. I can't explain it. But yes.
And it was what you needed. See, you said your daughter was not so inclined.
No,
it wasn't what she needed. It wasn't what she needed.
No.
Yeah. It was what you needed.
Yeah. And I think that's important too. When the people you travel with, they have to, and you have to also give them permission to do the things that are good for them.
Yes.
Because if you meet somebody and they're like, oh, that's just ridiculous, why are you doing this? She didn't. She just said, okay, and she did what she did, walked on the paved bit, and allow me to do that.
Yes.
So
yes. That's a beautiful thought. I asked in one of my posts, where do you think I'm going next? People, where do you think I'm going next?
I hope it's London.
London is on my list. Let me tell you, London is on my list. I'd love to see you, hug your neck. I've got a nephew there too, with a little baby girl that I haven't hugged yet. Oh my goodness. We're on the phone all the time. She's a little schnickums, but I haven't held her yet. Would be lovely. Yeah, it's on my list. Now I'm going somewhere closer to home though. This coming weekend, one of my nieces is graduating high school, and so my sister in New York and I were going down to visit and to be. And so she and I, my sister and I, we were clarifying with each other what our expectations were, because there'll be things I'll be doing that she won't be comfortable with. She's not a travel therapy video person. She will pitch a fit if she had to be on the videos. You know what I mean? She was very clear about this. And I had to hear her. And also I had to be able to communicate that, hey, but there will be times when I will be doing what I enjoy doing that include these lives and therapy, this and that. And if you're not comfortable with it, you have to be okay with me doing my thing too. Right. So that just means this is time where, okay, go look for this thing that you really enjoy doing alone, and I am enjoying doing alone, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. All right, next.
Okay. The next one is eat ice cream. Doesn't matter the weather. Fine, if you see a nice closer place, stop and have some ice cream. Be a child again, basically.
Yeah.
It may not be ice cream to you, so find out what that equivalent is. And if you come across it, do it.
Yes.
I get excited at ice cream shop, gelato, I'm just like, put it smile. And when we were there, we saw this place. And I was like, Diana, ice cream. And she's like, Mom, the time. I'm like, you don't know time to eat ice cream? Can you eat ice cream anytime? So she indulged me. And we had some gorgeous ice cream. And again, that same sensation of eating the ice cream and savoring the taste that transports you back to your childhood. Do you remember the ice cream maker?
From the we had these ice cream makers where there would be salt, there would be ice, and they would make the best, absolutely the best ice cream.
Yes. So that's one of my happy childhood memories.
Yes.
So I like going back to that wherever I go. So wherever I go, I always look out ice cream shops.
Yes. Yes. Keep going.
If there are no ice cream shops, I'm disappointed. Like I went somewhere and I thought I needed ice cream. I went to the place. They don't have any today. The machines are broken. I'm like, I feel very sad.
You were disappointed, weren't you? I'm sorry. I love this. You're essentially inviting us to connect to the child in us again. Reconnect to your inner child. Reconnect to your inner child. I tell clients that me at 52, I am that little girl at 6 years old. I am that little girl at 2 months old. My cells multiplied. I saw and felt and did many, many, many things. Yeah. And so, I am who I am today. But that feeling, that knowing, that experience of being that little girl, that little boy is still in us. Yeah. And it must be acknowledged. It must be acknowledged.
Yeah.
With love and attention. I remember when we were in Italy. So when I did travel therapy, Italy, Venice, we went to Venice and Rome. I remember you telling me about an ice cream shop in Rome with about 50 different flavors? 250 different flavors. That idea is lovely of doing something. When my fiance and I traveled, he would look for I call this experience the top 5. Because he's that top 5 kind of guy where he'd look for the top. His reviews would be only for the top 5 restaurants. And mark you, we would find ourselves at one. Mm-hmm. At least one. Oh, this one is good for this. This one is good for that. Oh, they've got the best this here. And that's what we did. Or the top 5 places to visit. Mm-hmm. And then from that, we'd look for some other interesting things that might not have made the top whatever 5 list, but the local people would say, oh, you've got to do this. Oh, you've got to eat there. You've got to try this little hole in the wall restaurant because yes, they're not on the Viator or they're not on TripAdvisor or they're not on Expedia's list, but everybody knows this is where you go for that piece of cake or that piece of ice cream. Yeah, I love that. I can see the ice cream. Yeah, we got one more. Look, my little girl just got activated, and I just feel because my mind is seeing where you just took me. Yes. So one more, number 5.
Right. I feel like there's a lot of food featuring. So this one is order lobster or treat yourself.
Yes.
So this is actually a regret from that trip. We found this restaurant when we walked along the first day. And we decided that we would go to a nice restaurant one of the evenings. We dress up and go
Yes.
treat ourselves. Tiana wanted steak, and that restaurant had steak. I wanted lobster. They had lobster. And we got there. It was packed, very busy. It's right on the beach, lovely location. But there were no prices on the lobster. So they had something called, no, it wasn't the surf and turf. I don't eat meat. And when I asked the lobster price, he said something like it'd be like 75 euros starting. I was like, I just had a mental block. I couldn't bring myself to pay 75 euros for lobster.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so disappointed. What am I going to eat? And I ordered something else. But I immediately regretted it.
Yeah.
Because it bugged me. Because I had been gearing up myself. This was the first time we found this place. And I had been cooking myself this lobster. And got to the place and didn't do it. And she was happy enjoying her steak. She was quite happy. And I'm sitting there. This fish, it's nice, but it's not lobster.
Yeah.
So I would say don't. It's kind of don't have regret.
Yeah.
If there is something that you want to do to treat yourself, even though it might cost more than you would normally spend, do it.
I agree.
Just do it.
Because
I've come back. When did we go away? We went away in March. I'm still thinking about the lobster.
Exactly.
So the other day, a friend called me and she said, Mona, I have a proposition to you. So I said yes. She's like, well, I haven't told you. I said, I don't care. Yes. So it turns out she was going to this place called Felixstowe. So this is another travel. She was going to Felixstowe. She booked herself a hotel and said, do you want to come with me? And so we went. She had a meeting in Princeton and said, this is my favorite thing. I was like, yeah, you can meet him. I'll be on the beach. All right. And then we went to Felixstowe. And she said she'd done some research and she found this restaurant. So we made a reservation. And they had you should have seen us. She had sea bass. And she wanted lobster. So we had a bit of both. And we were just sitting there. So nice. And so I got my lobster fix.
Yes.
But I still have that regret.
Exactly.
Not doing it.
Exactly. Almost like the lobster that got away.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going back to Magaluf to have my lobster one day.
That's right. Seriously. So something I have learned to start doing is the places I really, really want to go to, or the things I really, really want to do, try to do them first. Mm-hmm. Try to do them first so that I really get them in, so that I don't feel that feeling. Or if there's something like sometimes you come upon a piece of jewelry. I'm a jewelry person. Look at me. Like I just love it. Like this. If I see a piece of jewelry, say on day one, and I feel that mental block, like you just talked about, which is like, man, I am not going to spend that amount of money.
You need another piece of jewelry.
Yeah. Then I'll leave it. And I'll go, day 2 comes, day 3, and just kind of feel myself, be with myself, so I can check and see, am I still thinking about it? Is it hard for me to let go of it? Because if it's hard for me to let go of it, I'm going back, honey. I am going back to get it. Yeah, I've done this. Yeah, I've done this.
There was a pair of shoes, a pair of trainers, or what you call sneakers.
Sneakers.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
And you're a shoe lady, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes.
I was like, Ramona, do you need another pair? And I went back to the shop again to see if I had the same feeling. And I didn't, so I left it. I didn't buy it.
Yes. I think that's a good way for me anyway to gauge, do I really, there's this thing, it's a thing we can do without anything. Yes.
Yeah.
But whatever it is I'm feeling when I'm around this thing, with this thing, wearing this thing, do I really want that feeling enough that I will say yes?
Yeah.
And if I can do without it,
Sorry.
Yeah. So you were saying you do that a lot?
Yeah, if I go, because I'm a bit of a shopaholic, I need therapy.
Retail therapy. No, that's one form of therapy, though.
Well, I need therapy from the therapy. So over the years, I've learned to recognize, because before I would just buy the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do now is I live it and I say I'll sleep on it and go back and see how I feel. Or if it's something that's one item that's left,
yes,
I will buy it, take it home, see how I feel the next day, and if it's bugging me, then I just return it.
Absolutely.
So you have to know yourself and know what works for you.
Yeah.
And you have to be wise about your finances.
Yes.
You know. So I'm learning that. I'm becoming grown up about it.
Yes. You're activating your thoughts and not just your feelings about shopping.
Yes. So I'm doing no spend month for May. Although I did break yesterday because I bought some concealer.
Okay. So you're doing a no spend month as a way to be mindful of the energy of your money.
Yeah. Because I realize I stress shop. Some people eat.
Yes.
Some people do drugs.
Yes.
I shop.
Yes.
And so I have to pay attention to that.
Yes. That's a beautiful way to say it, because it is true. Most of us, there are very few of us on the planet who have transcended enough to where we are so detached from things. Yeah. You call it, we're addicted to. But even maybe those people, one might say some of them become addicted to the sweetness of not being present to this life, with meditating and prayer, which is, all of your life can be consumed by prayer and meditation, which is like, hey, but are you eating tonight? I mean, is the lights on?
Because for me, I know it's a way of not dealing with what's happening.
Yes.
And I get adrenaline rush from it.
Yes.
And I don't think it's healthy.
Yeah.
High vibration.
Yeah. And I think we know that. We always know when it's not. And then when we know that it's not, then we have to course correct. So, wow, those were 5 beautiful sharings and observations. What would you say is what was your pit and what was your peak experience? So what was your worst or most uncomfortable or annoying experience, and what was the highest?
I think the low one was I had a meeting on the last day by Zoom. And so I spent morning in a meeting. And I would have preferred to spend some time with my daughter for the last day.
Yeah.
So she was offering her own, and I was in a meeting. And I think the peak to me would be. This is really weird. It involves food.
It's really weird, or it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Oh no, that one. I'm going to use another one. So they had this infinity pool. Like I said, the food wasn't great. I was like, I'm getting in a pool.
Yeah.
It was a heated pool, but because it wasn't great, it wasn't so hot. And I just lay there. I have a coat and I just lay there. My daughter was like, "It's cool, mommy." I was like, "This is great." I was just so relaxed, and transported. I could have stayed there if it wasn't cold. I could have just stayed there. And so that was just nice. Yeah. I think the only thing I was going to say was, you talked about finding the restaurants off the beaten track.
Mm-hmm.
The first day, we found this Thai restaurant just down the road. Didn't look like anything like run by a British guy, but the food was so nice, and it was cheap.
Yeah.
It was so nice. So yeah. Can you tell I love food?
Food loves you too. Food is good for us. Food nourishes us and brings us a lot of pleasure. Yeah. So I, on that last trip to Fort Lauderdale, realized that for me, just the idea of creating the time, setting it aside with intention. Because I think intention is big. Because, I could just say I have $2,000, right? Saved up. I could just say, oh, I'm going on a trip. And I just go. I just want to be on a trip. And that could be my intention. I just want to be on a trip without necessarily saying, well, I'm going to use this trip for this purpose. For me, I use travel for a purpose. I'm using it now for a particular purpose. At this point in my life, anyway. And I'm realizing that it is such a healer. It is. It's such a healer. And I did a little bit of research into like Chinese wellness. Chinese medicine talks about the 5 elements, and they describe them as a path to health, well-being, and self-knowledge. And these 5 elements they consider are fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. Now, what does fire look like? Fire looks like the sun, doesn't it? or like the boiling lake, the volcanic whatever's in Dominica. What does earth look like? Earth looks like you removing your shoes on the beach and walking in the sand, doesn't it? And just without even anybody saying anything to you, your body responding in such a powerful way to help you to heal and regulate. Metal. For me, I think about, hey, the metal of the plane. Look, I think about structures. You know what I mean? I think about water, you and that infinity pool, and just wanting to be there. I bet your brain right now is seeing that infinity pool. Absolutely. I ain't tell a lie. This is why I walk around the lake so much over here, and I find water in Atlanta so much. We're a landlocked city in Atlanta. Like there's no sea. And growing up in the Caribbean, I'm telling you, I get to points where I used to anyway, where I would just feel like, am I losing my mind? When I had recently moved to Atlanta. And then I realized you need to get to the water. Yeah. And I would go find the river, find the lake to sit next to. And then there's wood. All the trees. All the trees. And we can use the principles and the energy, the vibration of these elements to help us reset, because we're not meant to be out of alignment forever.
We were not meant to be trapped in concrete.
Which is what this is. Which is what this is. You know, and when you live, especially in places where we're not in nature, just automatically, you know, we're kind of removed from nature. When you live in a big city, it's not as if you just open your window and you walk out into the woods or walk out, you know, in water or whatever. So you have to be intentional with it. You have to realize that it's important. There is a whole field called biophilia in psychology now, which is about using nature, how nature heals us, how nature, just being in nature, actually heals us. And we've seen depression levels go down, anxiety levels go down, grief feelings go down, feelings of despair go down after 1 hour of sitting in a park. Put your butt on the grass, on the ground. That's it.
Yeah.
All you have to do. Like you were saying, you don't have to go far.
No.
Go ahead, talk about forest bathing. Yes, I have.
I don't know much about it, but it's that idea of being immersed in nature with the trees. And you stand, you allow the sounds of the trees just to bathe your soul. You know, the wind rustling into the branches and the sound that it makes, and just soak that in.
Yes.
Yes. Just so healing.
No words need to be spoken, but again, intention, doing things on purpose. And there's no getting away from it. This life, sometimes it sucks. It's ridiculously painful. It's ridiculously painful. And there are some people who want you to pretend it's not painful. You know, you can choose that route if you want and pretend you're a piece of iron. I am not. As much as we know, we're still human beings, and so we still feel and we still experience. You have to learn, you have to know, you have to practice what works for you to help you feel better. And there's so many ways to feel better. And I think travel is one, because it allows us to access all of these things, again, on purpose. On purpose.
And it brings us into contact with people that we wouldn't in our day-to-day life. And it stretches us in a different way, in a way that allows us to become more accepting of other people. Because the problem we have with the Western world in particular, where we have discrimination, is that this is somebody over there that I don't know. But once you go into a different culture, you get to know people, you realize we're the same. The same. And we need the energy of other people, that contact, that chemistry, that biological, physical chemistry of me sitting next to you and my skin vibrating next to your skin. And what that does as we get to know each other more and be with each other more. Like that kaku, like for real, I've grown up, like I said, with kaku. The kaku. Entire life. Listen, I need some kaku. Yeah, I have so much kaku, Yola. I need some kaku. Look at my kaku. I'm full of cocoa sticks. Cocoa sticks. I need some cocoa sticks. Again, people, you're going to have to talk to a Dominican to find out about cocoa sticks and cocoa sticks. But for the spiritual community, a cacao ceremony, which is about drinking cacao to open the heart. And when you open the heart center, is connected to our unconditional love for ourselves first, humanity, other people, for our source. It's a place of connectedness. So it brings that feeling. Yeah. And it's a powerful place to live from, to try to live from. Again, trauma, pain, life, and its changes that some of them we see coming, some of them we don't see coming. It bumps us. It can bump us out of that space. More often than not,
It will bump us out of that space because as I don't care who you are, you lose a mother, you lose a father, you lose a friend, you lose a husband, you lose a fiance, you lose a child, you lose a job, you lose a house, you lose a marriage, you lose a husband, you have an abortion. You think you don't feel the pain of this? You have a miscarriage. You think you don't feel the pain of this? Or are you supposed to snap back because the people around you think you ought to just snap back and get over it? And you're strong. Strong for whom? Why do you have to be? What does that mean, strong?
Yeah.
Does that mean I don't feel? That's ridiculous. And you need to stop people from saying that to you. It is not true. It's incorrect.
Emotional and spiritual bypass.
Emotional and spiritual bypass. People who are living from here up in the head and who have completely abandoned their bodies. It is not good. It is not healthy because it creates problems.
Yeah.
It creates relational problems, not just with other people, but with yourself. It is not a healthy way to live. The idea that I am so spiritual that I don't feel pain. That's a lie. That is not true. And you can create that experience for you, but your body's going to manifest some things for you to help you remember. You skipped some steps. You skipped some steps. And so I am talking so much about this moving through my grief journey. I'm talking so much about what I'm feeling in my body because I'm a boss psychologist. I already know this. I know this. I've been doing this work for 26 years. I'm good at what I do. How do I know? I see it. I know. But I'm a human being. And I really want to be a boss human being. And and that means feeling and being. Yeah.
It's interesting. I have not been feeling well for a few days. And I don't understand it. My body's been aching.
Yeah.
I'm walking around doubling over. So I've just taken painkillers to get me ready. Because I was in bed all morning.
Yeah.
And I was speaking to my sister last night and I was saying, I think my body is responding to what's happening to me emotionally. Because I think I'm disconnected from it. So my body just like absorbing everything. And it's just reacting. Because it's weird. I just start shivering. And I'm cold. And I'm looking, my toes, the end of my fingers. I walked in last night and I was doubled over. My body was just in pain.
Yeah.
And I think that's something from emotional, something is happening.
So the invitation is to pay attention to it and answer the questions. Listen and answer the questions.
Yeah, I started doing that this morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I have some lovely kids who they pay attention, and my son especially, he's like a hawk. He'll do things like he'll remind me to go get a massage. Have somebody touch your body with affection and attention and love and intention to heal it. Yeah. That's powerful because we hold so much of the energy of pain in our body, no matter what. Please stop listening to people who tell you to be strong. I think they're saying that so that you can be strong for them. So
they're uncomfortable.
They don't have to be uncomfortable.
And I just feel like at this stage, I'm not here to make you comfortable. That's not my responsibility.
No, not here for your comfort. You have your own life experience and I have mine. I am not here to satisfy you or quiet your discomfort. I'm here to live my life, do this journey. I'm doing it the best I can. and you might have a different view on it. But again, if what I'm doing is not unethical, immoral, illegal,
leave me be.
Peace. Peace. Okay? Hasta la vista, baby. Okay? Dede. Au revoir. Yeah, you have to learn what heals you. Everybody's different. I could talk about travel, and you can be like, well, I don't have the money, I don't like it, I feel uncomfortable on an airplane. Well, dear, like I said, go take a walk around the lake, go sit in the park, take your shoes off, ground yourself. Huh? But do something.
Have that childhood treat.
Have that childhood treat.
Yeah, some sugar, some tablets.
And if at all possible, let somebody else make it for you. Let somebody else do it for you. I know you're good, you can cook, yeah, but go let somebody cook for you. I am so grateful to you for sharing your travel stories with us, and I want to continue to encourage people to create the lives they want. Create the lives they want. Feel your pain when it shows up. Face it, feel it, and move through it on your own terms, because you are always the expert on yourself. You're always the person who knows yourself best. And please don't allow anybody, including me, a therapist, to tell you who you are. You learn who you are. Become a detective about yourself and stand up. Walk in that. Okay? Walk in that. Any last words, Ramona?
I wanted to tell you about a show that my kids watched called The Last Airbender.
Okay.
Because you talked about the Chinese principles of earth, water, fire, etc. So have a look at it, and I don't know, it might be something that you do.
I will.
Yeah.
I think my kids used to watch that stuff. I will look at it. Yeah. Because I'm fascinated by anything to do with healing and bringing people back into stability, emotional stability and groundedness. And I've become fascinated and very interested after that Fort Lauderdale trip, because I see it. I realize this is what's happening with all of these jumping into rivers and being by the waterfall and the stuff I'm feeling. I know when I was at that waterfall, the Blue Hole in Jamaica, I mean, that power of the water. I mean, I could hear whatever's talking to me. You know what I mean? Like, it is just beyond. You have to experience the thing for yourself. And so, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you all for listening. Share the live. If you found any value in this, let me know. If you're interested in sharing your travel story with us, just send me a message. I would love to have you share your story with the rest of my community. All right. Deacon Samuel, namaste. À la prochaine. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Yes. Bye.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Okay.
Yeah.
Arrivederci. What else?
Thank you.
Okay, y'all. You are very welcome. You're very welcome. I hope you feel better in your body. Each and every day, I hope you feel better and better and better and better. And you will. You will. You're moving through energy. You're moving through energy. That's what it is. And in a way, you just have to combat. But it's not a combat. It's not a fight, because you don't want to create resistance. But you have to utilize neutralizing energy. Yeah. So that it doesn't feel so heavy, intense. And being out in these elements, they do so much of the work for us.
Yeah.
They do a lot for us. Okay, Mama.
Thank you.